Hello, grade 8 students. How are you? I hope you are fine. This is an English revision for second midterm exam. It's presented by Mr. Imad Zahran. First, we have three objectives for today. Number one, to identify parts of the exam paper. Number two, to explain how to deal with all the questions in the exam paper. Number three, to give a short exam sample. We have four parts of the exam. Part 1, it's a speaking test or speaking exam, listening test, writing and use of language, reading of two passages. As for the first section or the first part, speaking, it will happen or it will be in the usual classes. Also, listening will be inside class. And as for writing and reading, this is the exam paper that we will discuss in the following slides. As for reading, we have two passages of 6 marks. And as for writing, we have use of language and writing of 9 marks. Reading directions. Pay attention to the following directions before reading. Number 1. Don't look for the meaning of every single word and try to get the whole meaning of the text, of course. Number 2, read the topic sentence carefully because it helps you understand what the text is about. 3, read the questions carefully. These are tips for reading. Before you read, try to follow these directions. This is the first example, the first reading passage. I'll give you 3 minutes to read the text. Now let's read the questions and try to answer all the questions together. Question number 1. What's the main idea of the story? Again the question, what's the main idea of the story? So you already know that this is a story. What's the main idea of the story? You have 4 answers. Which one is right? Yeah, the answer is C. What's the main idea of the story? A doctor helps an injured horse. The answer is C. Question number 2. Why did Dr. Elmari want the horse to be calm? You have 4 choices. Which one is right? Yeah, the answer is B. So he could examine it. So he could examine it. 3. If the story were to continue, what would most likely happen the next day? You have 4 choices here. Which one is right? Yes, the answer, the horse would take horse in the contest. Next, this is the second passage, and here the second passage you have 3 questions based on the second passage. Just 1 minute to finish reading. Silent reading. Three questions. Question number 1. What's the best title for this text? You have 4 answers. You can answer yourself. Question number 2. What does the underlined word different mean? Regarding this question, you have to go back to the text to see the underlined word different. When you go back to the text again, this is the word different. It's underlined here as you see. And then you go to the question again to answer the question. What does the underlined word different mean? You have 4 answers or 4 choices, and you can answer this question yourself. Here, how many seasons are there in Europe? How many seasons are there in Europe? This is a different question because it is not a multiple choice question. It's called an analytical question or a critical question, and also you have to go back to the text to find the answer and try to give complete answer. So here you don't have choices and you should go to the text to get the answer. Part 2. Use of language. What about this section? In this section, you will answer 5 grammar and vocabulary questions. As you see, this section is all about vocabulary and grammar, and it consists of 5 questions or 5 points. Number 1, the wall space by the Romans. The wall space by the Romans. Which answer is correct? Yeah, good. A, walls built. The wall was built by the Romans. Good. Number 2, he refused to come to the space. What's the right answer? To the celebration. Good. He refused to come to the celebration. 3, she space a package to her sister last week. What's the right answer? Good. Sent. She sent a package to her sister last week. 4, he doesn't care space sports. He would rather read a book. Which one is correct? You have 4 choices. Yes, good. He doesn't care about sports. He doesn't care about sports. 5, my father gave me a complete space. Explain, explainer, explaining, explanation. Which one is correct? Explanation. Good. My father gave me a complete explanation. Writing a paragraph. This is the last part in your exam paper. Write a short story you have read before. Paragraph writing. This is a model of writing a paragraph. And as you see, you have a different color here. You have all the lines or all the words in black. And you have all the words in black, but you have only some letters at the beginning of the sentence in blue. You have the sentence. This is a capital letter, full stop, a capital letter, a full stop, a capital letter, a full stop, a capital letter, a full stop, and so on till you finish your writing. Finally, this is a recommended website. It's a very useful website, and it helps you to read a text, or it helps you to read a story. Generally, it's a very useful website in developing your reading skill. Now it's over, and I hope you good luck. Goodbye.